Everybody, got Trump clashing with Zelensky here. Let's dive into it a little bit, shall we? All right. So, we had a very meaningful meeting in the White House today. Much was learned that could never be understood without conversation under such fire and pressure. It's amazing what comes out through emotion, and I have determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace. Let's see. If America is involved, because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations. I don't want advantage, I want peace. He disrespected the United States of America and its cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he's ready for peace. This guy. Wait till you see this clip. Insane. He's cutting off Trump. He's cutting off Vance. Look at this douchebag. Jesus. That's this guy. That's this guy talking tough, acting like he's got some kind of leverage against us. Like we need him. Insane. Where the Let's see. Ukrainian ambassador covered her face when Zelensky continuously tried speaking over Trump and Vance. Let's take a peek.
But I said to you, I want a ceasefire because you get a ceasefire faster than any agreement. Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think. But I said to you.
What an embarrassment. What an embarrassment. Trump said $350 billion we sent to this guy. This is probably Zelensky leaving. There we go.
But he didn't break him with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right. We'll see what we can do about putting it together. We'll see. I don't know. It may be.
This guy's good.
But if you Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very,
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war,
to be right about
from the
it.
very beginning of the war,
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I
You
was
don't have
in
the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards. But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
What do you-
III.
what do you
You're
think about?
gambling with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all respect to your
far
country.
more than a lot of people said
I'm very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of
Entire meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire
today.
meeting, have you said thank you.
Even today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for
What-
the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
What do you guys think about that? This guy with his arms crossed, like he's a tough guy. He's closed off. He's closed off. He's not open to advice or opinion or changing his mind or anything. He showed up there with the plan to make a stand and make a demand. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're for the war or you're against the war, or if you're pro-Ukraine or not. Look at Ukraine on a map. Ukraine is a piss stain on Russia's pants. When it was the Soviet Union, Ukraine was part of it. It's like, this guy is a washed up fucking singer, or whatever he is. He was an actor, a singer. We was doing like some weird America's Got Talent, doing some weird thing with cups on his tits and in there trying to strong arm Trump. Disrespectful. Crazy disrespectful. Basically, the only people that got his back, if we weren't financing this shit, he got crumbs from everybody else. Like, you look at the chart, and it's he's getting crumbs from everybody else compared to us. For him to be talking like that, like he's got any leverage at all, I don't know. I feel like it would be in America's best interest to... It's not our problem. We're over there because we're good guys. You know what I mean? Trump could say, you know what, forget it. I don't like this guy. He rubbed me wrong. He owes us a bunch of money. We could claim Ukraine. We could take all our weapons back. We could strip the land of its resources. We could drain their reserves, and then we could sell it to Putin for a deal, and maybe even make friends with Putin. The country we need to be worried about is China. You know what I mean? It's the other big kid on the block. Russia's up there too. There's three big world powers, you know, in general. If two of them are friends, the third one needs to worry. Right now, Putin and Xi Jinping are friends. So we should be the ones worried. You know? They might not beat us in like a boxing match, but they're crafty. You know what I mean? Super smart people working behind the scenes and like all this. I mean, you look at Hollywood, and like a lot of this woke stuff is funded by China. You know what I mean? I forget what book it is, but somebody gave me a breakdown of it where you can make a country rot from within, and that's the cheapest, most effective way to destroy a country, is you rot it from within. And it sure as shit seems like that's what China's been doing. I'm sure Russia's got a piece of it, you know what I mean? All the gossip. I mean, the Russia gate, that was all bullshit, but I'm sure, you know what I mean, all the big countries have some kind of like, you know, intelligence spy thing going on. Let's watch
We
this. This
have.
might be the same.
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen.
But allowed
From the
yourself
very
to be
top,
dealing with
what is
World
the
War
about
III.
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
you said.
America first. Here we go.
Propaganda tour, Mr.
Yes, contract. Yes, but after that, he broke the ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What?
And this guy knows exactly what he's doing, too. You got the media in there. He should be all smiles and agreeable and, you know, saying thank you to us for helping in any way. You know what I mean? This guy shows up, sees the media in there, and starts to argue with the president and the vice president in the Oval Office. How ungrateful could you be? We don't owe you anything. We've already given more than you deserve because you'll show up and pull some shit like this. It's crazy.
Yes, but if you are
Mr.
not
President,
strong...
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring people, you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems?
What?
Bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's
I will
respectful
answer.
to come to the Oval Office of the United
answer.
States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all,
This guy.
he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr.
are not
President,
strong-
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring people, you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems? Bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's
I will
respectful
answer.
to come to the Oval Office of the
answer.
United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war,
I hope you guys can hear all right. Absolutely disgusting. I'm embarrassed to be an American. Revolting. Thought he was going to say American revolting. Like some liberal got pissed off because Zelensky has no manners. Right. That excellent point. He didn't even show up in a suit. This dude's got he's got a sweatsuit on. Like it's his lazy Sunday in the Oval Office arguing with Trump with his arms crossed like a tough guy.
Incredible. We see the
Jackie, hang on with
SUV,
us for a
Zelensky's
moment. If you
SUV.
look to your left, you're going to see him. Let's watch.
Mr. President, all right, is the deal off? President Zelensky, can you tell us what happened?
This is really pretty incredible. We see the...
I'm glad. I hope he kicked him out. I mean, it's like Zelensky he's acting like a snot-nosed kid that needs his ass spanked. Gang up and bully Zelensky. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. This dude, hundreds of billions of dollars, and he's not thankful. It's not good enough.
The president who's trying to save your country.
Look at all the press in there.
Yes. You think that if you will speak very loudly about the war.
Yes, but if you are not
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful
insane
for you to
that
come to
people
the
are
Oval
saying
Office
this
and try
shit.
to litigate this.
Vance and Trump are attacking Zelensky. It's a bunch of the same clip. Sorry about this, y'all. J.D. Vance and President Trump are absolutely cooking Zelensky for his lack of respect to the American people. This is amazing. He's a sociopathic, murdering welfare queen who doesn't even have enough decency to wear a suit to the White House. Hit that nail on the head there, Candace. That's funny. Zelensky just held his ground in the Oval Office against Trump and Vance, attacking him and trying to bullying him into silence. No. This guy, who's the only reason they still have a country is because we're funding it and giving them all kinds of shit. The war should have been over a long time ago, and Putin should have won. Period. I mean, I know Ukraine's rich in, what, silver and nickel or something like that? I mean, that's sweet. Really not many people mine for silver. It's usually a byproduct from, like, other ores, you know. You're all dressed up today.
How are you? Pretty sure.
He's all dressed up today.
President Trump, President Trump, you got a copy. President Trump, you got a
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That pissed him off. That pissed Trump off. And it should have. You know, show some respect, dude. Show up in a sweatsuit to meet the most popular president of all time. He's all dressed up today. Good job.
Nick, we just confirmed from the White House, a producer just got in our ear, the press conference between President Zelensky and President Trump has officially been canceled. Again, that press conference was set to take place about 20 minutes ago. We watched what happened in the Oval Office, and everything sort of flew off the rails from there.
This is a catastrophe for Ukraine and for what has been an American-Ukrainian alliance in pushing back on what Russia has attempted here. Let's bring Nick Payton-Walsh back in to talk a little bit about it. Nick, a whole day planned here, and we should just be clear, this day planned with Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House came after trips by the UK Prime Minister, the French Prime Minister, coming here to America to shower President Trump with praise, trying to get him to get in line with them when it came to supporting Ukraine. He appeared to be there as much as he could be yesterday, and this is ending today in a debacle, however you want to call it. Volodymyr Zelensky leaving early or getting kicked out
I thought they were
early.
gonna say something.
This is
As much as I hate CNN, you gotta watch a little bit of it so you're balanced. I don't watch a lot of Fox News either. I usually Forbes is kind of my go-to. I'd rather watch just like the raw unedited clip instead of some one extreme bias or the other. You know what I mean? It's like, obviously I agree with what Fox says much more than CNN, but I don't want to be one of those guys that's blinded by the media. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody should watch mainstream media. I mean, all it's really good for is like a clip here and there when they're having a meltdown. You know what I mean? But other than that, they're too tuned into like brainwashing you. Bullying an ally under fire. What? So just feed him money. Write him another check. Yeah. It is. We had a very meaningful meeting in the White House today. Much was learned that can never be understood without conversation under such fire and pressure. It's amazing what comes out through emotion. We already read this.
I hope I'll be known. I hope I'm going to be remembered as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing if we could do this. I'm doing this to save lives more than anything else. Second is to save a lot of money, but I consider that to be far less important. So I hope I'm going to thank you, Brian, for that question. It was a nice question. I hope I'll be known and recognized as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing to solve. This is a very dangerous situation. You know, this could lead to a third world war. This was headed in the wrong direction. If this election were lost, if we didn't win this election, and by the way, we won it by a lot. That was a mandate. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of votes. We won everything. The districts, you look at the areas of red, take a look at a map. This was a big mandate, and this was one of the things I said, we're going to get this thing settled. If we didn't win, I think this could have very well ended up in a third world war.
So I'm all for Trump, for sure, definitely. I mean, I voted for him 3 times, you know what I mean? Every time he's on the ballot, I'm voting for Trump. But this is kind of bullshit. Technically, we're maybe not well into World War III, but World War III has begun. When the UN put troops on the ground in Ukraine fighting Russia, that marked the beginning of the war, technically. I mean, world wars last a long time, so it's like we're really just in like the beginning of it. But who knows? Hopefully, fingers crossed that he could settle it down. I'm sure he could. It seems like everything in this world is about money, gold, you know, or energy, or resources. So there's always a way out of a pickle when everybody wants something. As long as nobody's like backed into a corner where they don't see anything, all they want is world domination, like communism. Like if all they want is the whole world to be communist under their regime, that's dangerous. That's something that you cannot solve. Looks like that's about it. Figured I'd just give you guys a quick little
Why don't you wear
Second
my
question.
second question for President Zelensky. Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're the highest level in this country's office and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
You have problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not
Really?
respecting
I don't
the
have
dignity of
such.
this office.
I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe one.
Maybe something
maybe
like this?
something like
Yes,
yours.
sir.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for.
All right. You guys see that? Is this a Maserati turtleneck this guy's wearing? I don't know. Is that some kind of symbolism for Ukraine? I don't know. But to me, it looks like the Maserati logo. Is that what he chose to wear to the Oval Office? You let me know. Let me know down in the comments. Somebody enlighten me on what that is.
Mr. President,
What
with
is that?
respect,
This is funny. What a good picture. He's all dressed up today. Alright. Well, anyway. Hope you guys liked it. I'm trying to get better. Trying to find my flow, you know what I mean? I do this a lot, you know what I mean? I keep up with the news, pro-Trump, conservative views. If you guys found any value in it, or just got a kick out of watching the clips, you know, please be so kind as to hit that like button. It really helps get the video out to more people. Y'all take care. Y'all take care. Leave me a comment what that thing is on his chest, that logo. Is that a Maserati logo? This guy driving Maserati back home. Did our taxpayer dollars buy it? Let me know. Till next time. Later.